fucking
I'm
retarded?
I'm so mad now.
You here to pick
I
up
thought I
our
was
slack?
streaming this entire
We got a
time.
lot to do here.
Like, I even said it again, like, halfway through, whatever.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
fucking
what to
stupid.
do? What to do?
I'm tired. It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has been a fucking long week. No, I'm not hanging out with that dude.
Do everything.
I need your... Fucking Palo says finding a way off Yara is priority number one. He wants to run while we got real problems. I heard our friend Matias is locked up in Marquesa's True Yaren Academy. He's a doctor, but they took his fucking license for helping us out. It's like it's a crime to help anyone who's not a true Yaren.
Let's see what
And now
the
they're going to fry his brain
the
till he's dry
lowest
humping Castile. I would know. They tried that
costed
brainwashing shit on me.
Marvel Legends.
Palo won't risk saving Matias until the
Surprisingly,
heat
it's
dies
not
down, but
Captain
you're
Marvel.
up for it, right?
It is Deadpool in
Matias
his
is a
little
fucking
fucking
saint.
X-Men trainee shirt.
Don't let...
The Deadpool 2 movie, when he had that little jersey, I was just like laughing my ass off.
Dude, Deadpool's
Like,
fucking hilarious. Deadpool is one of those like movies that it could have just bombed really bad, but it didn't. So, Lady Deadpool.
Gwynpool?
Like, even though like people like want to hate on like X-Men Origins because of what they did to him at the end, like without that first opening when they were like that little task force, we would never have seen that Ryan Reynolds is perfect for Deadpool.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, just like him just like doing the fucking banter between all the people, like making jokes and shit. That was like the perfect Deadpool. I mean, yeah, the bullet deflecting was pretty cool, but I don't think Deadpool could do that in the comics. Not to that extent, at least.
He wasn't. I don't think he was deflecting. He was cutting them in half.
Yeah, cutting them and tossing them to the side. But they even teased that in like Deadpool 2, like a little reference, and like he's just getting shot the
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
out. by,
Yeah,
like, a
yeah.
cable.
He like cut in half like two of them, and then the rest just fucking just went into his fucking body.
Like,
Cause
he
like
did the one shot that everyone found the most dope, where yeah, he cut the one in half, and yeah, the rest just went in him. Like for a second there, I thought like you're like, oh shit, are they about to do the whole scene? Like, nope.
That'd be awesome, but no.
That's just a maverick piece of shit.
I'm gonna shove that taxi driver up your ass. Fucking juggernaut.
I'm gonna tear you in half now. That is such a juggernaut thing for you to say.
Oh my god! Just my legs. I can't feel my. Oh, there they are.
Can you bring me my legs, please?
He just fucking duct tapes his fucking suit back together.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that like, I guess it's pretty funny, because like the movie situations is like when he grows stuff back, he literally like regrows those legs.
Yeah,
The little
but
tiny one.
But it would have been funny if like he just like it would have been more cool, I think, in my opinion, if he just took his legs and like put it back on his body and he just healed like that.
Well, they've
Because
done that in like some of the animated movies. Like Wolverine cut his arm off.
Yeah,
and he's,
yeah,
like,
yeah. That's
Flop
what
it all
I'm.
back together.
Yeah, so that's what I was. It's like, what the fuck? No, that's not right.
I've
Oh,
known
this
him,
piece is upside down. You have to flip it back.
I've known him just to instantly like regrow stuff.
Right.
Watch my back!
After that time, these guys are like a fucking task force. Holy shit. Staying together to kill the fucking guy.
Fucking
Money.
truck!
Okay. Savage is Mr. Krabs, his voice actor.
Better be careful.
SpongeBob, me boy.
I've overdosed
SpongeBob.
on ketamine.
Sponge boy, me Bob.
Need some wheels. Here's your ride.
Okay,
Ignore that
SpongeBob,
scratch.
man, it's like
Wasn't me. Thanks a lot.
iconic. You can't get any better than that.
Can you point it out? I still find that shit funny, like all the evidence that they had to back it up.
Excuse me, sir. I think you dropped your wallet. It's not my wallet. What? I saw you drop it. It's not my wallet. Are you Patrick Star? Yes. So this is your ID, right? Yeah. So that must mean I found it in this wallet. So that must mean this is your wallet.
Makes sense to
Makes
me.
sense to me. Then take it. You want my wallet? You start fucking choking the shit out of Patrick. Listen, you crustaceous cheapskate. Squidward's been living at my house for weeks and weeks. And you won't give him a job because because of a stupid dime? The fucking German version of that was fucking hilarious.
Medic.
Oh, this piece. What the fuck? Oh, the other person fucking killed me.
I can't believe I went that long without streaming. I'm sorry, Tailgate. I'm just fucking stupid.
Tired.
I didn't tell you because I like to watch the world burn. Honestly, wasn't just paying attention. I just wasn't paying attention. I'm browsing Amazon.
Good.
So
Ooh, motorcycle. Are you?
Oh, shit.
when I had my 360, well, I'm browsing Amazon, so and I saw a mouse that looked like it. So this is why I'm talking about it. So you know how like you would have those like third-party remotes that you would get that were like basically like knockoffs of like the actual remote. Like they weren't made by Xbox.
Yeah,
basically.
I know what you mean.
I had one that when you would plug it in, it would have like all these like vents and like glowy parts on it, and like there was an like actual fan inside the remote that would like cool off your hands while you would play.
Weird.
It was pretty. I thought it was pretty cool at least.
No, that's cool. It's just, oh, I thought that was odd with all the vents and stuff.
Yeah, it did kind of look odd. But it had like LEDs in it, so it made it look cool.
That's true.
I wonder if I can find it.
I think one of my favorite ones I ever owned was a camo one that had a D-pad that could be rotated to lower and raise the platform on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, my PS4 controller right now is camo.
Dahlia, I'm at the academy. Looks like the inmates took over.
Oh, I found it.
Fuck you. Should make this easy.
No, listen to me. The army is here. There's going to be a fight.
Then get in there and get Matias out before the army storms the place. That's what guerrillas are about and shit.
Has to be another way in.
There you go, I found it. Posted it in general.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it looks cool. It's just a little odd.
Yeah. I think the reason why I got it is because it was cheaper than the other one. So my parents were like, here, have this one.
Twisted.
Damn. 21 tragically falls to her death after receiving email that wrongly stated she failed exam.
Damn.
Damn.
Are you Matthias? You don't look like a doctor.
As we'll make this podcast session rather than like you playing
I
Far
instantly
Cry.
break you out.
Fantastic. One problem. If I let go of this artery, he dies.
Why is he
I
not?
need a
Is
trauma
he
kit.
not playing Far Cry
Guards
no
keep the
more?
supplies
No,
locked in
he's
the pharmacy
finally
in the
playing
other
Far
building.
Cry.
Go
I'm
get
just saying since
Rápido,
like
por
you're bringing
favor.
in random facts, which I know, like, or random stories, which I know like podcasts tend to do.
Yeah,
No.
go for it.
Because I know there's this one podcast that I watch where they have a segment being like random or weird stories. Where this is how I found out about the bear that fucking apparently ate like
That's fuck
20
ton of cocaine.
pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're making. I think they're making a movie about that called Cocaine.
Oh my
Bear.
god.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like another one where it was like a meeting between like politicians and some shit. Like it was like a Zoom meeting, and then they took like a 20-minute break. One of them, he muted himself, or no, he deafened himself, and he forgot to like turn off his camera, and he just started just jerking it. Like he just pulled the Pornhub or whatever, and started just rubbing one out. And the others tried to message him like, "Hey, turn off your camera, and like mute yourself because they can hear it all."
Yeah, I think it was a CNN guy. I think I've heard
Like,
about
what
this.
the fuck?
Yeah. So the bear. This is the premise of the film, right? The film is based on the real story of a 175-pound American black bear that died after ingesting a duffel bag full of cocaine in December 1985. The cocaine was dropped out from an airplane piloted by Andrew C. Thornton II, a former narcotics officer and a convicted drug smuggler, because his plane was carrying too heavy a load. The bear was found in northern Georgia alongside 40 open plastic containers of cocaine.
Fun.
I thought it was like sugar or some shit at
I'm on
first.
my way.
And he probably got the taste of it and was like, fuck yeah, this shit's great. And just fucking started eating the rest of it. For as long as that bear was living, he was the most dangerous and aggressive predator on the planet. And then he died. Then he OD'd.
Oh my god. Yeah, these guys were making. They got like their own like little fan theory that Peter Cullen, the voice for Optimus Prime, was like a drug addict, like during the 80s and 90s, or during the 80s and 70s. So therefore, when they said that story, they'd be like, Peter Cullen would be like, "Fucking pussy," died at fucking eating 40 bags of that shit.
And the Optimus Prime voice.
Yeah.
Fucking pussy.
Fucking liar.
The trauma kit.
Gracias. I need to
Liar.
stabilize him, Danny. Keep the soldados off my back.
Nobody gets close. Nadie.
Awkward turtle. That was your day, Tailgate.
Woke up at like 5.
In the afternoon?
Yep.
Oh damn.
Jesus.
Yeah, my sister's like I wake up like just for like a split hour just to feed my dog and my rabbit. Let my dog outside for like 10, 15 minutes. Bring him back in, and then I'll knock back out again.
Matthias, are you done?
I need more time.
Shit, we're pushing it here.
You want to switch?
Yeah, I woke up like around like I think 1-ish. So. Oh, damn. Well, another one of my fucking high school classmates had a kid. At this rate, I'm gonna be the only one who didn't have a kid.
One time you'll find the right person.
I don't say I want a kid at the moment. Fuck. I could care less, honestly.
Like you at least want to have a kid with like the right person, rather than like you just have a kid, regret it,
Just
and
to
then
have the kid.
now you're on child support.
Well, it's more the fact that we're all like in our 20s, and ever since I got out of high school, like all my classmates started having kids and shit, like right after high school, and like each year more and more would have kids. I'm like, God damn, enjoy your fucking 20s or some shit.
Yeah, I know, like fucking. While I was dating my girl, my dad was telling me like, if you ever get her fucking ass pregnant right now, I'm gonna kick your fucking ass, because like he doesn't want to deal with helping me support a kid.
Right.
But like but as I told you, like fucking I try to be safe and protective with her, but like her dumbass gets drunk during her college days with her roommate. She's throwing up, and her roommate's telling her, "I think you're pregnant." Like that's one of the signs that you're pregnant, throwing up a lot. She's blowing up my fucking phone, being like, "I think I'm pregnant." I'm like, fucking how? Unless you're cheating on me, there's no fucking way.
Damn.
No, yeah, sure enough, she's had a fucking hangover.
That's why you shouldn't fucking let people put shit in your head. Cause then you're just gonna make a fucking fool out of yourself.
Like, I mean, I don't like I'll go out and drink with you, but don't expect me to get all fucked up, because I don't want to deal with the headaches the next day.
And I took care of my
Right.
patient.
Because I know, like, I probably told you guys already, but like, I used to work with Amazon, and someone had passed away due to COVID. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take my 2 weeks off, because I don't want to catch
Danny
it
from
and
Libertad.
bring it to my family.
Done this before.
During that
no
2 weeks, when I got my
painkillers.
paycheck, I went to go get like 2 24-packs of beer, just to see how much I could drink for the weekend.
The rest get
And
me.
that Friday night, all the way to Saturday morning, I had 19 bottles of Corona.
There was no anesthetic.
Like, I didn't feel shit until I was like 17 deep.
Even then,
Damn.
Paolo didn't blink.
And while I was drinking like that 20th one, I'm
Welcome
like,
to Castillo's paradise.
I feel like if I'm gonna drink another one, I'm gonna throw up. So I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Scrape up some antibiotics for a friend. You will
I've
live.
only gotten hungover
Thanks to you.
once. That's when I got like blackout drunk. Usually, I limit myself and I'll get drunk, but I won't get like fucking to where I don't remember shit.
Dalia,
I'll remember the night
I got
before, and then
Matthias
I just won't have a hangover that
Matthias.
night. That morning.
We'll thank you when he finds out. Danny, you're one of the good ones.
Because
Plenty of good ones in Libertad.
I party with my army buddies
you'd
and we
fit
were all
right in.
drinking,
Okay, slow down.
everyone would fucking
If we break more
get
chains,
fucking
so
blacked
Marquez
out and
and
pass
Castillo
out
that they
before
can't
me,
keep us
and
down,
by the time they're all
maybe
passed out
I'll
and I'm
consider Libertad.
sufficiently drunk, the
Maybe.
fucking liquor's gone anyways. So I'm just like, oh well, I guess I'm the last one to fucking babysit you fuckers.
Yeah, my cousin, like, he had his birthday was on Friday, but he was gonna throw a party on Saturday. So, cause I shot him like a simple text like, "Hey, happy birthday," and he be careful if you're going out. And he says like, like I'm gonna throw a party at the house tomorrow. Like, you want to swing by if you can? I'm like, okay, cool. And yeah,
Cool.
sure enough, like him and everyone else, they were fucking already all gone and loaded. I took like I had a can in my car because my uncle, because I dropped him off somewhere, and I just like slammed it in front of everyone. They're all making jokes like, "Oh shit, fucking John's come in, like prepared already," and like they're surprised I killed it. And like, I want to say within 20 seconds.
Nice.
And they're like, "Oh fuck, you're already done with that?" They're like, "Yeah."
Dime.
Dude,
Over here, my friend. Que
I
bola.
was out drinking with my
Danny,
uncle. He
found
just took
another
me out
piece of
drinking
the
one day,
Army's anti-aircraft
and
network,
we were
marking
at
the
this
cannon
one
on your
bar
map.
place.
Appreciate
It's this. I told you guys about it last time with my cousin when he threw up. Is the pinball place,
Yeah.
and we were we were drinking. I'm already a couple shots in, so I'm feeling it. I'm fucking hyped. I'm fucking going around playing pinball machines. He's talking to this one chick at the bar, and he had, he got like a glass. Got me and him 2 glasses of like this rum. And he want to try. I finished mine. I go off again. I come back and he didn't really drink his. I'm like, hey, bro, you gonna finish this rum? And he goes, nah, man, you can have it. I fucking down the whole glass in like one gulp. And he just fucking looks at me. I'm like, what?
Fuck. Shit.
and like he didn't like say anything, and I just kind of just fucking like just walk. I can't remember exactly what I did. I think I probably like cheered or some shit. Because this is literally me like a month after getting out of the army, so I'm still in that. Whenever I got drunk, I was in that army party mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So. And then that night, my fucking grandma decides to film me while I was drunk to show me what I'm like when I'm. Of course, I thought that shit was funny as
What
fuck.
can you tell me?
She thought it would
This
teach
is
me a
where you can
lesson.
find the
To
supplies.
just be like,
Oh,
why
and
I
if you
shouldn't
catch me
drink.
in
I'm
your
like, I don't know, that
crosshairs,
shit's funny as fuck.
Remember this.
Yeah, it's funny as hell.
Appreciate it.
Cause I know like two years ago, like me and my girl, like we were still together, like living and all that before we broke up. I took her to a party that my friends invited me to. I was like, all right, like, do you want to go? She's like, yeah. And she got loaded in like 2 fucking beers. Like she was definitely a lightweight, and she spilled fucking mine when I was about to I was like bringing it up to take a sip, and she knocked that out of my hand. And my friends are being like, oh, John, party foul. Like it's not my fucking fault. And like, yeah, she was just gone. Like by the time we got home, I was just fucking jokingly recording her and showing her the next day, and she's like, "No, fucking get that away from me." And I made sure like the next day, like I had like juice, plenty of water for her, and painkillers, so therefore
You here to pick up
any
our slack?
hangover she had was just
We got a lot
gone
to
in
do here.
fucking within the hour. Because I don't want to be dealing with that crap.
Yo, it's my favorite guerrilla.
This
You know
fucking
what I
dude.
don't understand?
So you know,
What's up?
Is why
I'm a
can't in the
badass radio
movies
DJ.
why can't Venom
Okay.
create fucking like
Yes!
constructs
Oh, I
like the
can't
other
wait to
symbiotes
tell
can?
you, Apollo, see this
For
shit.
some reason, because like in the comics he does all the time, but for some reason in the movie he doesn't. Is it just to make him like less powerful than the villains? That way he doesn't he has a hard time or some shit. Or
I know I found that weird, like during like the first one and the second one, and like, because you see him like do it like a little bit, but not that much. I'm like, why the fuck isn't he doing it?
maybe it's because he's a quote unquote weaker symbiote. I don't know.
But then how is Carnage stronger than him?
Carnage has always been stronger than Venom.
Like I
Even
know,
in the
like in the
comics.
comics, yeah, it's supposed to be like the symbiotes when they create a new spawn. The spawn is supposed to be more stronger than them. Because I know Venom he built a slight tolerance against fire, and then therefore Carnage is immune to fire.
I like how. I like the whole irony of Cletus having a symbiote, but his wife is fucking power is screeching.
Mm-hmm. Did you see Venom yet, dude?
Which one?
Eric?
Which one?
The second one that came out.
You
The
know,
second
I've
one.
not, I've not. I think it's gonna be pretty good though. I haven't seen it. My brother saw it. He said it was pretty good.
It's fucking horrible. It's the worst movie of the year.
My grandfather didn't care for it as much, but
No, it's pretty good. I was just joking. Pulling a little hardy hard. The fucking the one on Courage.
or do the anime.
Like I keep thinking you're trying to do like Freeze's little laugh.
I cannot wait till you guys meet some of the nobles in this city.
Oh God.
Or he could just keeping his distance, being like, I don't need them to recognize me.
I don't need anybody to talk to me. Like, can I just avoid any like social interaction with these people, please?
Korag, anytime we interact with the NPC, I'll give you $100 to fuck off.
About fucking time. You're slower than my shits after I ate too many
I
plátanos.
probably would too if I was like that
Swear to God,
rich.
bicho.
What you waiting for?
I'll give you a platinum
Spray
to
the
fuck
posters,
off.
plant the bombs,
You
get the
technically
fucking
are that rich. You
word
got
out.
fucking like how many
Radio
platinums now?
Libertad is waiting
I
to
got
be
14
born.
left.
Córrele, chop chop.
Dude, you're like a fucking millionaire.
I'm gonna tell the old man like, so like, what's our payment, brother?
I don't know if you'll like it,
Eyes up, Danny.
but it's something that'll come in handy. I can tell you that. Maybe.
I still kind of wish I could have kept like the green gem from the Kraken to like do like, oh, I got the Infinity Stones, like jokingly.
When you shot it, it was like nothing. It was just dust at that point.
Yeah, but
So-
it broke bad.
Good spot for Bicho's flyer bombs.
No, he's
Planting
saying that
explosives in a
it was
public
nothing
area.
because you shot it.
What could go wrong?
Right?
Hmm?
What
Well,
was
yeah,
it?
I shot it because it was connected to the Kraken, because the Kraken was trying to steal my life force.
It was a pearl that was hidden inside the other arm of the Katoa
the
priest.
fishman.
Yeah.
And it gave me the ability for the split minute to communicate with the Kraken.
You could understand what the Kraken was saying.
Yeah. Let's go, 'cause,
Just throwing out some trash. Nothing to see here. Bombs away.
There you go. I'm about to post.
I'm hoping to get some more money, man. Especially from like fucking the Paladin motherfuckers. Being like, alright, yo, picking up the payment this week. And I was like bullshit on being like, you know how much you gotta feed a fucking coconut crab and an orc? Hand it over.
Coconut crab?
Fuck the coconut crab.
Then they see Zog coming in with his giant fucking coconut crab.
Oh my god.
They basically just pawned him off on us.
Well, they couldn't really do much with him anyways, considering, you know, he's a fucking orc.
That's a racist. I keep forgetting Thalnir is supposed to not like orcs, but at this point it's kind of already too late with Zog. So.
Well, Zog's
And-
like different. He's not a normal orc.
Well, I'm basically gonna say, since he did have a drinking contest with Thalnir, anyone who can outdrink Thalnir is okay in his book.
Well, it's also the fact of it would be green orcs you have a problem with, because there's green, gray, and apparently a red one now. Because
It all depends on which ones I fought the most when I was young.
Probably green.
I guess. Green, yeah.
You fought Hulk and Grey Hulk. You haven't fought the Red Hulk yet.
Speaking about green orcs,
orcs are orcs.
was the Warcraft movie any good?
Which one? Sorry. No.
The live action one.
Okay. I like it and I hate it at the same time, so it's very conflicting for me.
I've seen some clips on it, like some fight scenes and shit. I mean, it looks good, but I heard like the story was kind of all over. The
Fight
place.
scenes
Son
immaculate.
of a bitch!
I swear, I want to kill Castillo just so I can stop hearing these fucking ads. Here, so
Turn off the radio.
I can't. So for Warcraft movie, it's good. like fight scenes. The graphics look great. It's fucking amazing. Few downsides. For some reason, they're trying to imply that one character was related to another when that was not at all what the lore was. They changed a lot of the lore to make sense for them, I guess. I don't know. It's very stupid to me.
It wasn't made by the Blizzard, was it?
Blizzard
like it was made by.
Blizzard had a hand in it, but they're like, let's just make a whole new concept of how this war was supposed to go.
It was basically like kind of just like them like taking a source material and just making it their own.
It's like a reboot almost is what they were doing. Because originally the humans lose Stormwind. They lose their city there.
Okay. Wasn't most of the movie in the view of the orcs, like in their kind of perspective?
It was flip flopping between the two of them, and that's fine. Because it was nice to see that, because you actually need to see both sides of that.
I think I might have a career here.
So in the Warcraft like games, orcs are technically from like another plane of existence.
They're from another planet. They're aliens.
Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense. Than them other just being just like another race on that on that world, I guess. Then.
Mhm. Yeah, they are from another planet. The they're from another.
So are all.
Good.
So are all the other races from different planets too, like the dwarves and elves?
No, they're from the same planet. They're from Azeroth. They were. Okay. You know what? Hold on, 1 second. Just quit to here. We're gonna have a little lore session. It's a little easier to do. So,
Lore dump.
Let's do lore dump. Okay, so Azeroth is a planet, but inside of the planet, like the planet is the exterior, and inside is a titan, basically like a resting god that is waiting to emerge.
All right.
And there's this, there's the chaos, and then there's like the lawmakers or whatever. I'm going off easy descriptions for you guys. So the chaos sent out the old gods, just like throwing them at random planets, just hoping to corrupt the Titan.
Right.
And one of them it lands on is the planet Azeroth, and there's several of them. There's like 3, or no, there's 4. One of them dies later. But so the Titans, and they have like their own gods, and they make their own things to fight on the planet because they're too big to be on the planet, or they will harm the Titan inside. And they make these stone and mechanical constructs, which the first ones that came out are known as the Trogs. Then the dwarves. There's the mechanical ones known as the gnomes.
Oh, no one bothered to heal her. Wow.
And humans then came along too, but they're all stone or metal. That's what they're made of. And I think the humans were there, but I know definitely the dwarves, the trogs, and the gnomes were from, like, made of stone and metal. Then they were destroying the armies of these, like, old gods. And while they're just fucking tearing house on these guys, one of the old gods starts screwing with the minds of the gods that are there. And they all have, like, Norse god names. Right?
Right.
And I think he tricks Loki into putting something into the Soul Engine? I think it's Soul Engine. I forget what it's called. But it's a thing that creates the dwarves and gnomes and stuff. And it's called the Curse of Flesh. So that way...
Oh, so it'll make them actually, like, real people.
Yeah, they become from stone and metal to flesh and blood. to where they're actually able to die and suffer from disease and such.
Okay.
And so that's where they come into play. And then either humans evolved from there, or they were one of the stone metal races, whatever, and then became humans like that. I
Okay.
forget exactly on that part. Then after that, things kind of settled down for a bit, and then we cut from talking about dwarves and gnomes and stuff to talking about trolls. And there's all kinds of trolls. There's a whole bunch of tribes. What we need to focus on is this troll, the night trolls. They were pretty large, but they moved from one section of the planet to another, and towards the middle. And this is where it was known as the Well of Eternity. And after centuries of living near it, they started to grow taller. They stood upright. They weren't slouched over anymore. They became really good with arcane. They lost a lot of the troll features and became the first night elves.
Okay.
And they also became more druidic, and they had their world tree. I think that was then or later. It was then. They had a world tree on Mount Hyjal, and that's what gave them immortality.
Okay.
But years and years and years, and their queen, Shara, I think is her name, she is contacted by the Burning Legion, the demons, and it's like, hey, come on, let us get us over there, and we'll give you like unlimited power and wealth and such. And she's like, bet. And so she starts turning the Well of Eternity into a portal. And what it does is it opens up into a portal. They have to close it as quick as possible, or else they're never going to stop the emerging demons coming through. Man,
Okay.
I wish I had a drink right now. But
You go get one.
I could get one. Yeah, I'm going to get one, and I'll be right back.
This turns into a late night drinking session with the boys. Yeah, what do you play right now, fucking Scrumpy?
I'm just browsing the internet.
Yeah, but no new games you're playing?
Not really. Not any new ones, no.
Any classics you like to go back to?
What's up?
I'm asking
No.
Scrumpy, like, what kind of games does he play, like, right now? If he does choose the game.
It depends. Whatever I have like ready. Like I'll play like Battlefront every so often. Like a month ago, I started replaying Skyrim when I kind of got, I stopped. Um, just whatever. Like I got back into GTA kind of, but I don't do anything. I just ride around in a car and like kill people and shit. Mostly NPCs. But sometimes like I've been getting good at getting away with stealing cop cars, and then basically getting my stuff down to 0 stars. Then I'll just ride around town in a cop car.
I remember when I was playing the game, I was trying to do cocaine, getting the cocaine ring up. Quick moneymaker. Do you want me to continue, or do you want me to get off that topic?
You continue.
Okay. So they're opening this portal in the Well of Eternity to let the demons through, and the High Druid and Archpriestess, the High Druid Malfurion Stormrage, and the Archpriestess, fuck is her name? Tyrande Silverwind. work together to close the portal and defeat them. Mainly Malfurion does it, but during the whole war with the demons, Malfurion's brother becomes a demon to gain their powers, and then uses it to fight the demons.
Right.
Fast forward through this, so then an event called the Sundering happens, and it basically shatters the world apart into the world we know now. And so most of the Night Elves are on one side of the planet, and then the rest are like trolls and humans and such.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where everything gets separated. The Tauren. It's kind of hard to explain the Tauren because they were like a small, like nomadic tribe for a long time. So they had like little outposts here and there. But they have one commonality with the Night Elves, and that's the nature god they worship.
Right.
So they take a long time before they get like really established, and that was in Thunderbluff, and that's way later.
We traded. Good. We got 2 kills.
But when the Sundering was happening, when the Earth was being torn apart, just before that, Malfurion's brother Illidan, he takes a vial of the water from the Well of Eternity, and then uses it to create a new well called the Sunwell. And the elves that lived over there became known as the High Elves.
Okay.
And it turned them from having the purplish, bluish skin to having the paler skin. They have dark skin too, but it's more human skin tones.
Right.
Than the purplish and blue. And they use that to power themselves for arcane magic and stuff like that.
All right.
I'm trying to think of all the other races that you would need to know about. Draenei are also aliens. They came from one planet, landed on another, then the orcs fought them, and then they left that planet to go to another.
Huh.
And then they crash landed on Azeroth. And
What about
Azeroth? I just think of like Azeroth, Metrio, Zentos.
yeah, right.
What about the fucking the panda people?
They existed on Azeroth as well. They've been
Okay.
there for a long time. Sorry, I forgot to mention them. Yeah, they've been there for a long time. They were ruled over by this like Oni. They were basically being ruled over by Oni for a long time.
All right. So it was I just remember the commercials when they fought the bear, the panda, and then afterwards they're in the bar. So
Oh.
it was a bear
Yeah.
with a hat.
Yep. It is one of the fun races to play, I'll tell you that. I know I thoroughly enjoyed it.
What do they call pandas or something?
The Pandaren.
Pandaren.
Yeah.
Because I know they're the Pandaria is the name of the place they're from.
Yes.
Isn't that what the expansion was called?
Mists of Pandaria. Yeah, Pandaria was the name of the place. But the Pandaren are the name. There's another place they live called the Wandering Isle, which is a giant dragon turtle.
Oh, okay. Now, do you know the lore for Wizard 101?
No, I do not. But my coworker Mike, his wife plays that game still to this day.
I never played it. I saw the commercial for it, but I never. Wizard 101.
Yeah, I was like, that's a kid's game, and I'm playing World of Warcraft, so I'm gonna stick with World of Warcraft. Hey, you wanna know a quick little lore tidbit that I found that's really funny?
What?
Dwarves had just made the discovery of gunpowder when they met the gnomes, who had already mastered that 20, 30 years before they did.
Oh damn.
They met them and they're like, hey, what's up, guys? We're a little shorter than you, but we're a hell of a lot smarter.
Hey, look at this cool shit that we fucking found.
Right?
Oh, we found that too. Like fucking decades earlier.
Oh fuck!
Korok had the perfect reaction for the dwarves at that time.
Fucking got shot at the side of my head.
But like that's like general lore and like majority of the races on the planet that you play as.
Okay.
Do not ask me about the walruses. I don't know. And there's a race called the Naga. You don't get to play as them, but they're like an enemy race like almost all times.
Right.
They're like
Oh, isn't that what they're like are those what the Haiku people are on that?
gnolls.
Oh no.
Gnolls are gnolls. They've been around forever too. There's centaurs as well, and the centaurs have like a Mongolian lifestyle. Like they look like Mongolians. They have Mongolian
That makes sense.
armor and stuff, and they live in yurts. But the Naga are night elves. When the sundering happened, they sunk into the bottom of the sea, and they became the first Naga.
Oh, okay.
So there's werewolves in this game, known as Worgen, and where it originally stems from was a druid curse when they would try to take on the form of a wolf. Like when they tried to take on the form of a wolf, the rage and anger was so uncontrollable for them that it consumed them entirely, and they would never leave the Worgen form, and they would kill and hurt everybody around them.
Wow.
And infect them too. And they stopped it for a while. They figured a way to actually control it. But there was a mad wizard who was like, "Oh, there's undead coming. Oh, I got the perfect idea. Worgen, I'll get some puppies together to fight these things, and hey, they're immune to it as well." Yeah, that was a bad idea because he ended up turning a lot of people into Worgen, and they just went crazy. And they wouldn't attack him, but they would attack everybody else.
Damn.
Undead are a thing, though. So, necromancy is like a taboo magic, but there was a guy who really wanted to learn it. And so he got to learn it from the demons. And the Lich King, who at this point was just armor. Like a spirit embedded in the armor.
Right.
And he gave him the knowledge, and the wizard's name was Kel'Thuzad. So he learns it, and he's forced to start up the Cult of the Damned. That's his payment for it. So he starts gaining people to trust him, gaining the reputation for it. And what they do, and how they originally spread the plague, was through grain bags.
Oh.
They would taint the grain, people would consume it, and then after a day or so, or a little bit of time has passed, they would turn into zombies, or the undead. So
Damn.
Arthas was a paladin from the kingdom of Lordaeron, which is a kingdom north of Stormwind. And so they were fighting off this undead horde that was breaking out through their kingdom. And there was this one town, I forget the name, I think it was Wrathhold or something like that. I forget the name of the town, but basically Arthas had to make a really tough call. Town's already got infected grain. They've tried stopping people spreading the grain, but this town got the grain, right? They can't tell who's going to turn and who's not. And the only merciful thing he can think of at this time is to just kill them all. Because they're either going to come back undead and hurt everybody, or they're gonna be consumed by the undead and then turn anyways.
Right. Damn.
But his master, fuck, what's his name? Uther, something. He's like super not about this plan, and his girlfriend Jaina is like, no, we're not doing this. And he's like, guys, there's no other way. If you don't want to follow me, don't follow me. And he marches into the city with his men and just starts killing everybody because they're actually starting to actively change at that time.
Wow.
He kills the necromancer, and while he kills the necromancer, there was a pit lord there. He taunts him. He's like, haha, if you really want to end this plague, follow me to Northrend. So he follows him to Northrend. And while they're in Northrend, he chases him all the way up to this desolate spot. And he has this fighting trainer along with him, a dwarf that he used to train with a lot. And so they go, he follows him all the way, and he's going slowly crazy this entire time. Like, he has them burn down their ship so they have no way of leaving until they finish their mission. So he reaches this spot, and it's supposedly a weapon that will kill the pit fiend, or the pit lord.
Right.
But as soon as Arthas draws the sword, it is the, oh, why do I not know this name of this blade? It is my favorite blade of all time.
Was it the Lich King's blade, or?
It's the Lich. It is his blade, but it's. Hold on.
Frostmourne?
Frostmourne. That's it. Thank you, Frostmourne. It's a runed blade named Frostmourne. So, yeah, that's what it was. My bad. Thank you, Scrumpy. But as soon as he takes it, it gives the Lich King command over him, and that is when he turns into a Death Knight, which is a Dark Paladin, and then he kills his dwarf friend, turns the rest of his men into zombies or other Death Knights and such. They return back to Lordaeron. First thing he does, starts raising more undead after he kills his father. He straight up gets welcomed into the city again, and his dad's like, oh, so you were fruitful or whatever, and he's like, yeah. He's like, what are you doing, son? As he drags him from his throne, he's like, claiming my birthright or usurping you, something like that, and he runs him through with the sword.
He kills him?
He kills him with the sword, with the Frostmourne, which steals his soul and is stuck in the blade.
Oof. Damn.
Yeah. And then from there, they march north to, I cannot ever remember the name of this fucking place. The home of the High Elves. It's called Kel'Thuzad, something like that. So they start marching in there, killing and raising undead, all this good stuff. And the head ranger for the High Elves is Sylvanas Whisperwind. Wait, Sylvanas... No, it's Sylvanas Windrunner. Sylvanas Windrunner. That's her name. My bad. Sylvanas...
So do all elves have like the glowy eyes, or is that just the thing for the movie?
No, elves all have glowy eyes. So in Night Elf Society, they have silvery or goldish eye color. And in High Elf Society, they had blue and gold. those were their eye colors. They had like the glowy blue eyes they could have, or glowy yellow.
Right.
And they could be not as glowy. They could be dull sometimes. But after what happens here in a minute, their eye color can kind of get corrupted, and it turns green. And they have green glowing eyes most of the time. And there's been a few where like I've seen purple, but I think that was more cosmetic for the game than anything. I don't know if that's lore or not. Draenei have like this silvery bluish color for their eyes. Like I've actually wanted to do a campaign for D&D campaign based on this stuff. That'd be awesome. But it's kind of hard to do because like, oh, I want to play an orc. Oh, but I want to play a human. How would we work together? Oh, who wants to be a part of the Twilight Hammer cult and try and summon death?
I feel like if you actually want to do that, just talk with the others and be like, all right, we have to establish that we're only a part of one group only.
Yeah, I was like, Horde or Alliance, guys. One of the two. Pick.
And with the Horde,
And it has
you
to
can
be
only
obviously like
orcs, right?
united or majority rules on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so real quick, I want to explain what happens that leads to the Sunwell getting corrupted, and then I'll get to explaining the Horde stuff and like the factions. So when Arthas is marching north in Kel'Thalos and conquering them, Sylvanas Whisperwind puts up a really decent fight and actually starts to piss Arthas off. So when he catches her, he doesn't kill her. He rips her soul from her body, locks her body in a box, and makes her the first Banshee, and she becomes known as the Banshee Queen.
Damn.
Yeah. So she's fucking pissed at him. And a lot of her a lot of her female counterparts in the Rangers also got turned into Banshees too. So aside from that, yeah, he reaches the Sunwell, and so he takes the Pit Fiend actually back in Northrend, gives him the skull of the guy he killed. Why do I forget it? The human necromancer. Fucking what's his name? Kel'Thuzad. That's it. And he tosses it into the Sunwell, and it resurrects him, but it corrupts the well. And so now he has one of the first liches, a really strong lich. I think from there, he goes back and does a few more campaign, like starts fighting again, but he starts to get weaker and weaker, and it gets to the point where Sylvanas is able to attack him because he loses control over the undead the longer he's away from Northrend. Like as long as he's away from Northrend, he gets weaker. So
Right.
Sylvanas attacks him with a bunch of other Banshees. He's wounded, he's weak. Kel'Thuzad saves him and gets him away from them, but he loses the key to the chest that has her body in it. So she gets her body back, and she becomes whole again. She has her body, but she's undead now. And so Arthas has to run away back to Northrend in order to recuperate. Oh, hey Scaly, what's up, man?
I'm home.
What's up, bud? So yeah, Arthas leaves, and his control over the undead in that area wanes. Like he has no control over them at a certain point. Like he loses all control.
Right.
Gets all the way back to Northrend. He fights with Illidan once or twice, and then he makes it back to the Ice Crown Citadel, and he dons the armor and becomes the first the actual Lich King at that point.
Oh, okay.
One really quick question, Derek.
What's up?
Is this being streamed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will hold that conversation till whenever this isn't being streamed.
Why?
Because holy fuck, has my day been something?
Okay. If it's personal stuff,
Well, what
I
happened?
understand. If it's personal stuff,
It's a lot. I can talk about the second half, but I can't talk about the second half without the first half.
it's okay. We'll get to it.
They were just talking about World of Warcraft right now.
Yeah,
Okay.
Grumpy kind of got me started on a rage, not rage,
Hey,
a,
that's good.
like a rant.
I've always like, it always looked interesting, but I never had a computer to play it.
Dude, my uncles were addicted to that game. Like, they grew up playing Warcraft, the original one, and then they played the second.
Original one, yeah.
And then Warcraft 3. And then when World of
There's
Warcraft came
third.
out... Yeah, there's 3 Warcrafts.
Yeah.
There's Warcraft...
I know
it's-
the original. I knew of World of Warcraft.
Well, hold on. There's Warcraft, humans versus orcs. And it's the humans of Stormwind versus the orcs coming through the portal. Then it's Warcraft 2. The humans lost Stormwind. They fall back to Lordaeron, regroup their forces, and form the First Alliance. And it's still orcs versus humans, and there's dwarves in there too. I think a few elves, I'm not entirely sure. I know Gilneas was like, fuck that, we're staying behind our wall. Anywho, they push back, take back Stormwind. They had a temporary king, Lothar. He gets killed at the Battle of Blackrock, but the orc war chief at the time, Orgrim Doomhammer, gets killed because the orcs thought, oh, if they lose their king or their leader, they'll lose all will to fight. They kill him, and then they get mad and start fighting even harder. And then they kill him. They kill Orgrim Doomhammer. And they immediately break ranks and run.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's fucking great. And then Warcraft 3 happens where Thrall leads his people from the Eastern Kingdoms to Kalimdor. He meets up with the trolls, he meets up with the Tauren, and they create their own horde there in Duatar, named after his dad, and named the city Orgrimmar after Orgrim Doomhammer. And then the humans, what do they do in their campaign? Oh, you follow Arthas in Warcraft 3 for humans, and that's basically, paladin doing righteous stuff, turns bad guy, do bad things. You also follow, like, what's her fucking name? Proudmoore, that's her last name. Jaina Proudmoore. However, I hate Jaina Proudmoore with all my heart, so I really don't want to talk about her.
Oh, motherfucker. I knew he was gonna be there.
Scrumpy. Her dad was like, oh, orcs are the worst, we gotta kill orcs. Because he's an old veteran from the 2 wars, right? He survived both the wars against orcs, and he hates them. Understandably so. I mean, like, they were slaughtering them for a long time. Like, 2 decades, right?
Around there.
Yeah. But
Wait, why would I know? Why did I say around
I say
there?
2 decades, but it's like, there was like a 10, I want to say 10 years, but it's more like 5-year maximum, I think.
Right.
Anywho, from Warcraft 2 to Warcraft 3. Anyways, Warcraft 3, Jaina starts teaming up with Thrall, the orc leader, and they actually work well together. They're trying to build an alliance of humans. They want to stop the fighting, both of them. And so Jaina's like, hey, Dad, we're going to have this peaceful meeting, right? And with the orcs. And he's not having it, and I kind of get it, but at the same time, he goes a little overboard, and I see where this is on his fault, and he tries to attack Thrall. Thrall and his buddy Rexar, an orc hunter, immediately demolish this man. Jano pretty much puts her father and all the men in his hold to the sword and kills a lot. She brought the orcs in, is the thing. So everybody in her homeland fucking hates her. And I understand why. She's kind of a bitch.
Damn. Yeah, I could see how that would piss everybody off.
Yeah. Ooh. What's up, bud?
Did Orc join?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Or
he's
join.
Look at this
muted.
here.
He's muted though.
I think he's listening in.
We probably like, watching through the stream because he's like, oh shit, now there's 4.
Um,
Any other questions? Because I can rant forever.
no, I've
I love it, like we each have like our own like little topics that we could just go on for hours. Like for Derek, it's probably like World of Warcraft and probably some Star Wars stuff. Me, it's definitely Transformers and Mortal Kombat with Scaly, no doubt.
Mortal Kombat. What's up, bud?
How's everyone's day been?
been all right. Can't complain.
It's okay.
Mine's been like a mixed bag. That will get talked about later.
Yep, off stream because it's personal shit.
So, you talking about um, like how the elves and shit were created in World of Warcraft reminded me that so in Lord of the Rings, the elves were like the chosen like children of Eru Ilúvatar, which is like the main god in Tolkien's universe.
Mm-hmm.
And but the smith god Aule, he wanted to create some people, so that's what he did. And he created the dwarves, but they weren't gifted like souls from like the main god, so they were basically just like puppets that Aule would control. But he still they were like his they were his creations, so he like loved them or whatever. And then, but he thought he was hiding them from Luvatar, but he's omniscient, so he found out. And when he confronted Aule about it, Aule was like, "Yeah, all right, I'll fucking kill them if you don't want them." And he was like, and then Aule was like, "No, no, seeing how much you care for these beings you created, I'll adopt and make them my children and gift them my the gift of life or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
But the deal was that they would wake up after the elves, so what happened, like the elves were placed on Middle Earth, and then so were the dwarves in specific places, and then I think man, but I don't really remember.
You cut out.
All I know is like that. As I know that what?
You cut out.
Oh, well, what was the last thing I said that you heard?
Humans were placed and then cut.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. All I said is like I don't remember when the humans woke, but I know Durin the First, also known as Durin the Deathless, he woke up on the what was it? What mountain? It was like one of the northernmost mountains in the Misty Mountains. It's called it was where Azog was from. What was it called? Hold on. During the First, he woke up on Mount.
Hyjal. Sorry, wrong game. Wrong world.
Mount Fuji.
Gundabad, Mount Gundabad. Uh, yeah, he woke up on Mount Gundabad, and then he traveled his way south, and then that's when he came across the lake outside of Khazad-dûm called Miramir,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when he looked in there and he saw the stars in the lake, even though it was day, and he saw the crown of stars circling his head, and he basically took that as his like divine sign that he was meant to rule the dwarves,
Mm.
and so he went towards the mountains and founded Khazad-dûm, which became like this great dwarven stronghold for thousands of years throughout the first and second age until it fell when they dug too deep and awoken the Balrog.
Mm.
Um, and the thing with the dwarves believe that Durin would reincarnate, I think, a total of like 7 times or some shit like that. Um, and so like at each time, so like a lot of the rulers, well, not all of them, but some of them would be called Durin. So like there's like Durin the Second, who they would believe was like reincarnated, and they believe he'd be right. Was it there is around the time of the War of the Ring, the dwarves still believe that Durin would be reincarnated again.
Mm.
It's usually when a dwarf is born that has similar features to what Durin originally looked like, they would name him Durin.
Mm.
So, but that was like their like the dwarves like all father type thing. That was their like main like celebrity or really famous person that they were really into.
Mm.
Um, Orcs were created by Morgoth to kind of like mimic. They're just basically supposed to be a what is that word called, like a mockery,
Of
or I'm
elves.
trying to think of, yeah, of elves basically. um there's a theory that hobbits were actually an offshoot of man.
Mm.
Like Lord of the Rings. But none
Huh?
of my friends are. I said I like Lord of the Rings, but none of my friends are into it.
You gotta get new friends.
Right.
I'm sorry.
They're not cultured.
Scrumpy, I feel like the type of girl for you is gonna be the one that says, let's watch all the Lord of the Rings movies in order, extended cut.
Yes.
That is. That is. Yes.
That is
No, no.
And
You want
let's
to know what
type of
a
girl.
shark kind of woman is gonna be?
What's up?
The one that says, "Let's watch all the Star Wars movies, but not the sequels."
Oh yeah, that's
and
good.
Clone Wars.
And Clone War. You're right. And Bad Batch. And The Mandalorian.
Wow.
Maybe Rebels, but only the later seasons.
Only until they introduce the clones.
I watched like the first season of Rebels. I thought it was okay. Never watched it after that, and I heard it got really good.
Yeah, I got once
Grand
Thrawn
Admiral
came
Thrawn.
in. Yeah, once Thrawn came in and the clones came in, it got pretty
I
good.
feel like it got really good at the time skip. That's
I
what
need
I
to
remember.
change the name of this
Or
stream
like
real
the time
quick.
skip
I think I need to change this. Can I
at
edit
one
that?
point,
Yeah,
and
this
that's
is
where it got
just
really good. What time is it? It is 10, almost
11:18.
10:20. So I'm
Oh,
gonna go to bed in like probably 40 minutes.
I forgot you're like an hour behind me and Derek.
Yeah.
I can't spell.
You guys remember the comic where Joker fought Hitler?
Yeah.
No, not Hitler. Red Skull, because he ended up being a Nazi.
I thought
He's
it
He's
was
like,
like,
wait,
oh, I
I'm
guess
working with real Nazis?
I
I
might
may
be
be
a
a psychopath, but I'm
but
an
I'm an
American psychopath.
He just fucking sucks the Nazis. Even joke. It's funny because Joker usually doesn't have like,
It's the Nazis.
because Joker doesn't really have like morals like that, and then he just turns around. And it's like I don't fucking like Nazis, and just punches the fuck.
I might be a murdering sociopath, but I don't
But
like
Nazis?
Nazis. But not Nazis. I don't like Nazis. He's also smart enough to. Oh. I'm assuming this is all in Norse. I don't know what the proper term is for the spoken word of Vikings is, but
Yes.
okay. I just can't understand what it means, but thank you.
I'm just in one of my weird modes.
Hey, you're good, bro.
I could tell, so you're just sending me these random gifts.
Those are two good insults in Old Norse.
I'm going to translate them. And...
Have fun with that, bud. Alright, I'm gonna end this stream real quick so I can talk to Shark about what's going
That's
on.
if you can find an Old Norse translator.